Good morning, everybody. It's good to see so many people turn out. I want to thank Reverend Q English from the Federal Department of Health and Human Services, Pastor Michael Chapman from St. John Baptist Church for organizing this event. Let's give them a round of applause. As our community continues to heal from the terrible May 14th mass shooting, an act of domestic terrorism that was carried out on our community. Oh, they want me at the microphones, I apologize. An act of terrorism that was carried out by a racist with hate in his heart that wanted to kill as many black people as possible. But we are Buffalo, and we are Buffalo strong, and we have been coming together. We have been lifting each other up. We have been supporting each other, and we have been showing the nation and the world that evil will not win, that hate will not win, that racism will not win. We have shown them the Buffalo way and how people in Buffalo and Western New York come together and support each other. In the face of hate, we have shown our love for each other as a community. We are a praying community. We are a strong community. We are a resilient community. And now, in the face of this terrible tragedy, we have to show our love for each other more than ever before. Dr. King said it better than anyone I've ever heard, that hate can't drive out hate, only love can do that. And the love that we have in this community will beat hate any day. I want to thank Reverend T.D. Jakes. I know that he has supported this day of hope and healing. Let's give him a round of applause. I want to thank Jericho Road for supplying 3,000 backpacks for our children as we prepare our children to go back to school. I want to recognize our great school superintendent, Dr. Tanja Williams, and members of the Buffalo Board of Education. A number of them are here in the audience with us. I want to thank them because on 5/14, here at Makowski School, we provided a safe haven for the families of the victims. We had counseling for families. We had counseling for those that were injured and their families. We had counseling for the members of the community. And Dr. Williams and the members of the Buffalo Board of Education opened this school right away to reach out to the community and to provide for the needs of our community. Let's give them a round of applause. I also want to recognize our great governor, Kathy Hochul. Governor Hochul is from Buffalo. She is one of us. And one of the first people that I heard from on 5/14 was Governor Hochul. And Governor Hochul has directed resources into the East Buffalo community, into the black community, into the Jefferson Avenue community that have been flowing before 5/14 and every days since 5/14. So let's give our great governor, Kathy Hochul, a big round of applause. I want to thank other members of the clergy, and many members of the clergy are with us today. They have been continuously here in the Jefferson Avenue community, praying for and praying with the members of our community. The clergy has helped to lift up the community and provide hope and healing. And we probably have some of the best, some of the most committed pastors in the entire nation. So let's give our clergy a great big round of applause. Out of this tragedy, there have been many of us, families of victims, family members of survivors, the survivors themselves, employees at TOPS, members of the community that have been going to Washington, that have been going to New York City, sending the message that we need more sensible gun reform in this nation. We need an assault weapons ban again in this nation. And yesterday, the House of Representatives passed an assault weapons ban. We need the U.S. Senate to take action. We need to focus on social media and stop the proliferation of white supremacy and racist hate on social media. The Governor Hochul, was one of the first people to talk about reining in social media and stopping the spread of racist hate on social media and radicalizing people on social media. Many of us have been lifting our voices and sending that same message. And the economic impact of this act of domestic terror has been just as devastating as any natural disaster. And we have asked the lawmakers in Washington, we've asked President Biden and Vice President Harris to direct federal resources into our community for the education of children that have been affected, for the grieving families, for the employees at TOPS that have not been able to go back to work, for people that were in the supermarket that are now suffering through PTSD and not able to go back to work. I've mentioned the fact that starting on 5/14 and the first 2 weeks thereafter, the city of Buffalo alone spent over $500,000 on police, fire, sanitation, other municipal services. So the economic impact of mass shootings and this act of domestic terrorism is devastating economically. It hurts academic performance of children. It hurts economic development and investment in communities. And I can tell you that myself and Governor Hochul and Assembly Majority Leader Crystal Peoples-Stokes and Senator Tim Kennedy and Council President Darius Pridgen, Erie County Legislature Chair April Baskin, we will not let those terrible statistics play out on East Buffalo. We are going to build our community back better and stronger and more united than ever before. So that terrorists thought that they could hurt us and keep us down. Well, we were hurt, but we're not going to stay down. This community is going to rise. This community is going to get stronger. and this community will heal, and it will be a model for the nation and the world on how to come together, how to heal, and how to build back better than ever. Thank you all very much for coming out. God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I know you're anxious to get these book bags, and we just got a few more. We're going to do a balloon release. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for everyone being here. At this time, we're going to ask our very own Council President, Darius Pridgeon, come from the city of Buffalo. Will you give him a hand as he comes?
Real quick, first of all, everybody, is Buffalo in the house? Is the east side, east, whatever, are you in the house? I want you to say these words: hate won't win. Hate won't win. Say it again, say it loud. Hate won't win. Hate won't win. Listen, I'm quick because I know what you got to get to. Let me just tell you this little story about what's happening here today. When we met with the President of the United States when he arrived, we asked, don't disappear. We've had a lot of presidents, but not a lot who have paid attention to poor communities and struggling communities. This president made a commitment and has done it. In my reading today, I read a little story, and I want, just so you know what's happening here right now. In Mark, they talk about a man who's paralyzed, and that there were 4 men, they say, that carry him to try to be healed. And right now, for a moment, we've been paralyzed for a moment. But those 4 men obviously had to take a corner of a mat. And what's happening here right now, if one man dropped the corner, that man may have been in a worse condition than what he was before they picked up the mat. And what we have right now is we have the state, the city, picking up a corner. We've got the county picking up a corner. We've got the federal government picking up a corner. We've got the community picking up a corner. And I just say, don't drop us now. Don't drop us. You picked us up. Now carry us in the healing. Buffalo, we are strong. We are together. And no white supremacists will tear us apart. Nobody will be able to stop us. As the song says, Superintendent, ain't no stopping us now. God bless you and God keep you.
Okay, Councilman. Felt like I wanted to say amen and raise an offering. No. Now we'll have Councilman Ulysses Swingo, Sr. from the city of Buffalo. Let's give him a hand as he comes, as they're coming to a close. Thank you.
Thank you. Listen, I'll be quicker than Bishop Pridgeon. When I was 8 years old, there was a man by the name of Jesse Jackson who came to the city of Buffalo. He stood in Central Park Plaza as I stood next to my mother, and he said 3 words. He said, keep hope alive. Now y'all say that with me. Let's all say it together really loud. Keep hope alive. Say it again. Keep hope alive. One more time for the Holy Ghost. Keep hope alive. Thank you very much.
Wow, that's the word. Keep hope alive. Thank you so much. And just those, I just want to acknowledge, even though they're not going to be speaking today, but they've been at the front lines of servicing Buffalonians. Pastor Corey Gibson, Calvary Baptist Church, would you raise your hands? We have Reverend Tanya Spencer and Reverend Raquel Alston. Thank you so much for all of you that have been on the front lines. And now we're going to come to a close, and I'm so honored to introduce this next person, and I want to make a clarifying point. It was Christian Cultural Center and TD Jakes Ministries that have supplied the book bags here today, as well as the New York State Chaplaincy. Over 3,000 have been supplied. Can we put our hands together for those? Thank you for those entities that are provided. And at this time, to introduce our governor, I would like to bring to the podium my mentor, an amazing man of God, Reverend Dr. A.R. Bernard of Christian Cultural Center from Brooklyn, New York.
Thank you, Reverend Q. To our elected officials, my colleagues in ministry, to all of you, this is very important when we see government, the private sector, and the faith community come together, collaborate to really respond to the needs of those who are the most vulnerable in our society. It's not what happens to us in life, it's what we do about it that makes the difference and determines our future. And we're doing something about it by being here today. It is my privilege and honor to present to you the 57th governor of the great state of New York, the first female governor of the great state of New York. Let us welcome our own Governor Kathy Hochul.
Good morning, friends, and what a great celebration of this extraordinarily strong community. First of all, Reverend A.R. Bernard, you may have not caught this, but he came all the way in from Brooklyn, New York, to be here today to show the love across the state for this community. Also, you heard from Bishop Darius Pridgeon, who has been the person who's helped lead the flock through the valley of darkness for a time, but we are coming out of that valley. I can feel it. And to all of our elected leaders, our amazing mayor, who showed leadership when this city was crying for a leader. You were there, Mayor Brown, and we'll never forget that. Senator Tim Kennedy, all of us were together. The very first hours after the shooting, we came together. Ulysses Grant was there. Ulysses Wingo, I'm sorry, Ulysses. I know another Ulysses Grant. I know Ulysses Wingo, too. I know a lot of Ulysses. But to have also the power of the President of the United States. President Joe Biden came here. Vice President Kamala Harris came here. They showed up. And today we have a representative from the White House, Dr. Q English, who's representing the federal government in our effort. And I thank you. And it all happens in our schools, my friends. We have a great new Superintendent Williams, who's going to lead our children into great education opportunities, and to all of our clergy. I'm so humbled to be here, and I'm going to give you just a couple of remarks, but it's all about money, so you're going to want to pay attention, okay? This is how we're going to get money into your pockets. But first of all, I have to tell you what this means to me personally. They say home is where the heart is. Both my heart and my home are in Buffalo. So what happened on that day is seared in my heart forever. And what it did, out of the depths of anger and pain, I went back to Albany and I said, never again should an 18-year-old be able to get their hands on an AR-15 assault weapon that's intended for the battlefield. Never again. And our legislature, Crystal Peoples-Stokes, Senator Tim Kennedy, they passed this. We also said, strengthen the red flag laws. What does that mean? People are leaving messages on social media basically saying that they're going to do what they did, and why aren't we finding that out first? So we are now looking at social media. We're strengthening our laws. We're empowering our local police departments. And this will not happen again if we continue to support the laws that we have in place and look for more ways to protect society. But I came here a month after that, and I said, we need money to rebuild this community, and we need it now. So we put over $50 million on the table back in June and said, this is for homeowners, this is for small businesses, this is for people behind in their rent and utilities. We're here to help build you back up and build you back stronger. So starting on August 9th at the Meriwether Library from 4 to 7, we're going to have people there to help you apply for money. If you're a homeowner, you need some repairs, you're behind in your rent, you come there on that day, and we'll help you figure out what to do and how to get access to that money. And we're just getting started. We are already making investments long before that tragic day in May. We're also investing in changing the landscape of this community. The businesses, the corridor, the Jefferson Avenue corridor, we're going to bring it back so it's one of the hot spots of Buffalo once again. People are going to come here to celebrate our rebirth. So I'm delighted to be here. Thank you, Reverend Bernard, for providing the backpacks here today, and all of you from clergy and our violence disruptor organizations. We are stronger together, and that's why I love Buffalo, New York. Let's get it done, everybody.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, everyone who has come here. Now we're about to ask you if you would come to the front, because we're about to do the balloon release. And right before we do that, if this first row can come down and stand right here in front, because if we do a balloon release here, it's going to hit the ceiling. But I guess, I don't want you at the edge either. So why don't we come down? We have the superintendent in the middle. I want to remind you, we have our federally qualified health center where we have blood pressure testing, vaccination for children 5 and under, and vaccination for you, and vaccination for COVID-19. I do know they have incentives for those that are getting 5 and under vaccinated today. We want to capture your picture. On this side, we have your spiritual stations here. In through the back, we have our food stations. Enough food to feed 500 families for 1 to 2 weeks. So I hope you brought your shopping cart and your cars to load them. And thank you to Bishop T.D. Jakes Ministry for that. And we have here our face painting and balloon art, and our characters are walking around. We're really excited about this day. We have Jericho over there in the corner that's providing mental health wellness care. We're going to connect you if you don't have a health provider. We have someone here to connect you on the spot with your very own health provider. And we're about to do the release of the balloons, and we're so excited about this time. But we're going to start out, if we can have, where is Reverend Kim Osario, who is going to read the names. She is representing the New York State Chaplaincy, and we want her to read the names as we all, if we can just gather around, just take a ribbon, just hold it, the ribbon as she reads, and then Dr. Bernard is going to give us the official release.
Good afternoon. We lift these balloons on behalf of the loved ones that were lost. And as it has been said, Buffalo and the United States, we're all better together. Can we say that? We're better together. We're better together. On behalf of Aaron Salter, Ruth Whitfield, Catherine Cat Massey, Pearl Young, Hayward Patterson, Celestine Cheney, Roberta Drury, Margus D. Morrison, Andre McNeil, and Geraldine Talley. Gone too soon, but never forgotten.
You know, sometimes tragedy takes us to a place beyond where our emotions can express in words. So we turn to ritual, we turn to symbolism. Whether it's lighting a candle, releasing a lantern, or releasing balloons. These rituals help us to heal, help us to have hope again. And it reminds us that there is a dimension of existence that transcends our own, that is filled with peace and righteousness and joy. And it reminds us that as Jesus stood on the cross, he said, into your hands, his Father's hands, he commended his spirit, and we commend the spirits of our loved ones into the hands of a great God and another dimension where they're going to be at rest and peace while we continue the fight down here on earth. Let's release. No, you have to take it out.
Again, Buffalo, welcome to our Day of Hope and Healing. Let's continue the festivities. You are why we're here.